What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Man, Galaxy S24 series, we've been hearing that these base models, the 24, 24 Plus, were going to come out with 12 gigs of RAM, and that the 24 Ultra would have as much as 16 gigs of RAM. And we've been hearing that up until now. Well, we got some somewhat bad news, if you want to call it bad news, for the Galaxy S24 series, and Ice Universe is putting his 100% confirmation into this, and this is what he is saying about the following. He's saying that the S24 will have 8 gigs of RAM, 24 Plus will come in 8 gigs of RAM or 12 gigs of RAM, so it depends on which version you get. 24 Ultra will come in 8 gigs of RAM base again and 12 gigabytes max. There is no 16 gigabyte model. It does not exist. So that's the news here. So Samsung at one point, I think it was the S10 or 20, you could get a 16 gig model and you can get up to 1 terabyte of storage. And now you can get 1 terabyte of storage, but it took a while to get there, again, after they had done it that 1 year. And then the RAM hasn't really changed at all for years and years and years and years. Now, you have to talk about, does an 8 gigabyte phone still perform well? Is it still fast? Is it still fluid? It is. But then you look at, other phones that have already caught up to this, and then there's some Asian phones that are getting up to, I think, like 24 gigabytes, which is crazy on a phone. And you want to keep these phones for long periods of time, and having a lot of RAM and a powerful processor and GPU help with all of that performance, especially if you plan on keeping these phones for 5+ years. 12 gigabytes of RAM in 5+ years might be really, really low. It might be so low that as these operating systems add more features and add more functionality and add more need for power on there, 12 gigabytes of RAM might not be enough. 8 gigabytes probably definitely won't be enough. That's where I get worried. 2 years from now, you'll probably still be fine. You'll probably still have a nice, fast, fluid phone. And obviously, as Samsung hopefully improves the fluidity of their operating system, especially with the competition where Google's super fluid and Apple's fluid and OnePlus is fluid and all these other companies have really nice, fast, fluid operating systems, then Samsung sometimes can have a little hiccup or can be a little clunky, and it's not always the smoothest experience. RAM plays a big factor in that, especially with a heavy operating system like Samsung can be. Don't get me wrong, Samsung phones are still fast, they're still fluid. They're just not the most fluid of them all. And having low RAM amounts doesn't help the cause any. I wouldn't say you shouldn't upgrade. S24 Ultra, I think, still looks like a badass phone. Still looks pretty amazing. But it's kind of a disappointment. After hearing so much that we're gonna get 16 gigs of RAM, it's a little bit of a disappointment. What do you guys feel about this? Do you think you need it? Do you think you don't? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.